Hello everyone, it's me, Hyperwarskun here, and welcome back to the show. I say the show, I mean, you know, this league, FormulaPlayStation. We're back again. Second week running, I know. We've actually got a commentator. Now, give me a second, guys, because we are at Mexico. It's round number 5. I need to link stuff in the chat, so I'm going to go do that. I would do that if I could find the FormulaPlayStation YouTube channel in my thing. Oh, there it is. Found it. Round 5 Mexico. Share. Copy. So I'm just going to go copy them and put them in the chat. There are 10 people here today. I'm not sure about where the others are. I will just again read in chat. See if anything's going on. Paste it. We've got 11 drivers so far. And in other news, Brown has a 30-second penalty after that incident we saw last race where he rear-ended Jupiter X and took him out of the race. He got that last race. He also has a quali ban for today. So, Brown, sorry mate, but you're going to start last. Now, meanwhile, I was waiting for the last competitors to kind of just show up. I'll go through what the standings are so far. So in first place is Trench with 70 points. Second is F1 Buttons is back with 67 points. In third is Luke Vettel with 50 points. Fourth is High Five with 40 points. Fifth is Lightning Poker with 32 points. Sixth is Golub Sekro with 30 points. 7th is Brown with 25 points. 8th is Padders with 24. 9th is F1 Mansell's back with 22. 10th is Reet San Diablo with 18 points. 11th is AMVR 951 with 8 points. 12th is D Cuffs with 6 points. 13th is Dark Knight with 4 points. 14th is Man Like Stooley with 2 points. 15th is Twistyard with 1 point. And Killer Clown Jupiter X still without points so far. And 3 spare seats remaining. As for the drivers, not driver standings, but as for the constructors, Mercedes are first with 74, Alfa Romeo are second with 72, Renault are third with 67, Racing Point are fourth with 48, McLaren are fifth with 40, Haas are sixth with 32, Red Bull seventh with 30, Ferrari in 8th with 25, Williams in 9th with 7, and Toro Rosso are last with 4 points. Now that I've read out them, let's get into Mexico. Probably one of my favourite tracks in the F1 calendar, just because of the very long straights, and Sector 2 is quite fun as well, unless you're like me and you're bad, then it's not fun at all. You don't get to see me race, you get to see these guys who are actually a lot better than me race. And welcome to Mike and Henry. So yeah, good luck with everyone. Let's get this race started. Or quali at least. And as usual, I will put a disclaimer on my PlayStation. It's loud, annoying, obnoxious. It's basically like the little brother I don't want. Except I love it, because it's my little brother. If that makes sense, then good. If it doesn't, then yeah, I expect that. So, most people have put on the soft so far, with High Five on the hards. 12 drivers today, which means 2 people won't be getting any points at all. I saw a Williams do out, and he was behind a Alpha, which will be Man Like Stooley, who wasn't here last week, obviously, when I streamed. But now that he is, let's see how he does. And saying that, I mean, like, I'm just going to watch him for his out lap and main lap. As it looks like Killer Clown, F1 Buttons back, and High Five have all gone out as well on out lap. So is Brown, but he's just retired on it. obviously due to his toy ban, which means unless someone doesn't set a lap out of the 5 underneath him, then he will be in 12th position, will have free range of tyres, which is obviously how F1 works. So there's a yellow flag in sector 3, but nobody's there, so I don't know how there could be a yellow flag. Considering the man we're watching, Stewley here, hasn't even got to sector 3 yet. And he has now. Oh, okay, so this game actually, this is different from the old game then. Because remember, it stopped saying outlap on the third sector. But nope, he's on his outlap, well, not in lap, but he's on his flying lap now. Let's see what Stewley can do. Can he stall the rest of the competition in today's qualifying? And he's on the soft, so he's on probably the best tyres to get pole. However, the question is, can he get pole? It's always a possibility. I'm never going to take that away from anyone. But let's see what he can do. So you can see the Williams behind him, which would be Quistard. So really we have to compare the two of them. As we see, Quistard is a little bit behind. Man like Stewley will have this Red Bull in front of him of F1 Mansell's back to deal with. Obviously, hopefully Mansell's back won't be in the way of obstructing him, but he could be in this third sector. Nope, he's moved out of the way. I'm hoping he moves out the way for the other car that goes past too. From what I could see there, I don't know if he did. There is a yellow flag in sector 3, so I'm hoping that's Mansell's back. As man like Stewley will be the first person to come across the line, and it looks to be a 1 minute 18.8, putting him first place. Quistard getting a 1:20.1, currently a whole 2 second gap, but well, just under 2 seconds, like 1.3 second gap between the two. Oh, as Killer Clown just getting away. Buttons back, set at 1:15.8. Luke Vettel unfortunately got his lap invalidated. But we'll now go on to watch Reet Diablo, the man in the pink car. If I call it pink car, I won't ever call it Force India. And watch me do it like 5 minutes later, but still. It's just the pink car. Yeah. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the pink car. And we're going to give nicknames to people too. So you can expect them in very short time. And by that I mean just randomly I'll start calling you stuff and never call you that again. Call your little name again. As Reet Diablo goes into the pits, who do you want to watch? We'll watch F1 Mansell's back to see if he is as good as Nigel Mansell. Don't think Nigel Mansell drove in a Red Bull though. I mean, he might have done. I don't think he did. He's ran out of ERS. Coming up to the final corner, it will be a 1 minute 19.5, putting him up into 4th place. Can Luke Vettel improve? And he has set a 1:15.7, 1/10 better than F1 Buttons back. And this could be a good fight for the lead. High Five sets a 1:19.1 on his second lap around, beating F1 Mansell's back. Was that Quistard who improved, or Stewley? No, it was Quistard who got up to a 1:18.651. So Jupiter X now coming round the last few corners on his flying lap. He's almost run out of ERS. He'll do it just before the line too, as it's a 1 minute 18 point. Well, no, yeah, 1:18.9. High Fives, it's a 1:19.1. Wait, I wasn't. Oh, sorry, it was Lightning Poker who just set a 1:19. So it's a very close field, especially in those 1:18s. And then there's just Luke Vettel and Buttons is back, who have both really pulled away from the rest of the pack. We'll watch Trench now and see what he can do. See if he's fast enough to put himself on pole. I mean, it looks like people are going for the soft strat, so not many people choosing, well, only San Diablo's chosen the mediums. As for the hards, I'd have to say nobody's chosen them, as Lightning Poker seems to be in the way of Trench there. I don't think that'll be classed as obstruction. It was probably him just trying to move out the way, but not being able to. As Trench breaks off slightly during those few twists and turns there in the middle sector. I don't even know what to call it, an S section? It's not even that, really. But will Trench run out of ERS like the rest of them is what I want to know. I don't think he will actually, and he looks like he has some time to spare. It won't be the 115s or well, that's it, all 116s, but he gets third place with a 116.858, 2 whole seconds faster than Quistard. Obviously, most people down to 6th place have set their times on softs. Everyone else has chosen random tyres. Well, I say random, I mean like they've chosen different tyres. As Killer Clown messes up that corner there just slightly, but that could cost him quite a lot of time on this lap, as he'll come through across the line with over a 120. It's a 120.4, hurting him in 10th position, also meaning the last points position, and like the last one to have Parc Ferme. So unless he can improve that on mediums or hards, he's stuck on those softs. Unless Reet here is able to beat it with this medium lap. Reet was giving it quite a lot of a lip in the chat earlier, saying that he should that he wants to beat F1 Buttons Back and Trench, currently our 2nd and 3rd place competitors. So I wonder if Reet can do that himself, or if he's going to struggle on these tyres throughout the race. And that's assuming he chooses mediums. He could choose, I don't know, hards if he's in 11th still. But looking at how quick he's going, I think he's got this medium lap in the bag. It's a 119.0, putting him in 7th place on the mediums. Just watching Killer Clown, seeing what he's doing here. It will be a quicker lap time. It's a 118.6, which puts him in 4th place. Very, very, very close to Quistard there. Quistard should feel a bit unlucky there. It's a very close to 1 minute 18 kind of sector there, where everyone's just setting 1 minute 18s. So you're going to watch High Five here. Currently set at 1 minute 19. Just a second, I think 4 tenths quicker for him. Well, 5 tenths quicker. So half a second basically. Gets him into 4th place. So half a second, 4th place. High Five needs that. What's happened to Brown? He got a quali ban last race due to a crash with Jupiter X. You can watch that in our previous stream, but please stick around here first before going to watch that stream. Cheers. That's how to do self-advertisement, boys. Anyway, High Five on his lap. It's currently looking quite good. I'll compare the Sector 1 and 2s in a second. Actually, I'll do it now. So currently Sector 1 and Sector 2 are both quicker, quite a lot quicker. In fact, it's really quick compared to his last lap. Have to say this could be within the 1 minute 17s. He's got on the curb there, and it's a 1:17.4. He is the first man to have set a 1:17 this whole race. Now he's done just in the middle of Trench and man like Stussy. Sector 1 and Sector 2 to get a flag. Don't know what that's for. Hi Killer Clown. Enjoy the race today, and well done for getting that 6th place in quali. Well, for now at least. As you can tell, I'm quite excited about this Mexico race. I'm hoping it's going to be one full of action, just like Baku was. As F1 Mansell is back, is looking to set a quicker lap time than the 119.5 he previously set. It's a 119.0, which moves him into 9th. Which also oh wow, that is tight between Mansell's back, Reet, and Lightning Poker. That is like one very, very tight 9th place battle. As Decals has joined for the race. And you try for faster, Killer Crown. Try for faster. So Decuffs has made it today, which will mean we have 13 racers competing. And Brown won't be at the back. So, success. And again, as I always say, do excuse the PlayStation. It's just annoying me now, so it's probably been annoying everyone else for the rest of the time. As we are sticking with Lightning Poker to see if he can improve, just to compare his lap times so far. Oh no, this one's... oh, last one got invalidated, which is a 127. This one he's improved a fair bit on his last 2 lap times. Hopefully it's not invalid, as he is coming across the line to set a 1 minute 16.7. 7 tenths behind Trench, 7 tenths in front of High Five. As Decuffs has left. Bye, Decuffs. And we're going to get... so I'm expecting the top 10 place to really be decided out of which of those two can set quicker. F1 Buttons is back. Has set a 1:15.6, beating Luke Vettel. I'm actually going to go ride on board with Luke Vettel to see if he can set a quicker lap time. He's gone to get the slipstream from F1 Buttons is back. It's going to help him quite a bit through this lap. Again, Luke Vettel has to gain just about a 10th to improve his time. So 1/10 is all he needs. The question is, can he do it between all 3 sectors? The Mercedes driver fighting the Renault driver. Luke Vettel and F1 Buttons is back. Luke Vettel in 3rd place in the league so far. F1 Buttons is back, currently in 2nd. The gap between the two of them is 17 points. And our 3rd place man, Trench, is also 20 points ahead of Luke Vettel. So a win here for Luke Vettel will mean a lot in this driver fight. He may not gain any positions, but he'll at least gain quite a few points on one of the 2 people in front of him, if not both. He's actually gone back into the pits. So never mind for that then. Let's see if Killer Clown can go and improve his lap time, as he's watching the stream currently. I'm just going to see what's going on in chat too. Okay, no, nothing really in there to talk about. They're just explaining why some people aren't here today. And everyone knows that most people have some sort of commitments to life. Unfortunately, sellers like me don't. So, you know. Anyway, I completely missed Lightning Poker. Oh no, not Lightning Poker. Reet San Diablo setting a 1:16.9. So now F1 Mansell's back is the last man not to have set a 1 minute 18 or below. There's 77 thousandths, hundredths, sorry. No. Oh. You know what, I can't even bother with it. 707 thousandths of a second between him and Jutex, both of whom are going to set more laps. Quistard is the next man in 9th. Again, all these guys on softs, looking just to set the fastest lap time possible. So we'll go watch F1 Mansell's back on his flying lap. This should be good. He's in overtake so far. Kind of out. Is he about to hit 340 kilometers per hour? No, he's not. You kind of want to hit that 340 threshold if you can. I mean, that's what I said, if you can, as you know. Sometimes you can't, you understand that. But getting to the highest speed possible is best for yourself. Don't be chugging along at like 12 miles per hour. As yes, I'm swapping between kilometers and miles because I can. But anyway, F1 Mansell's back in his Red Bull so far. Would not be great if he was outside the top 10. We'd have to start calling him Gasly. And with Toro Rosso outperforming him, we'd have to call Killer Clown Kvyat. Even though Albon will eventually get his seat, but still, that doesn't matter. F1 Mansell's back, has to beat this lap time, has to beat Jutex, and it looks like he may be able to do it here. He will be able to do it. It's a 1:17.5, just behind High 5. Jutex though is going to set a lap to counter it. If 38 seconds left, the guys in the pits cannot set another lap feasibly. That's all. So Stooley, Quistiard are praying, well, that nobody else is able to set good lap times behind them. And Stooley's 100% in the top 10 on 3 lap worn softs. Whereas Quistiard on 3 lap old softs could be out. High 5 sets a brand new lap of a 1:15.8, which Trench then beats for a 1:15.7. Jutex won't be able to make it through, and Quistiard does not set a new fastest lap either. Sorry, Killer Clown doesn't. Jutex though, about to set his brand new lap. Will it be enough? It's a 118.8, and he's still outside the top 10 in 11th place. Trench not doing much. Luke Vettel looking to improve on his lap. F1 Mansell's back, is off into the pit lane. So really, Reit's not doing a lap either, which means the only one aiming to do a lap is Luke Vettel. He's running out of ERS very, very quickly here. Trench retires in 3rd place. High 5 in 4th. Reit giving up on his lap as well, which means Luke Vettel's got to make this lap count. He's got to make it pole. It's a 1:15.4, 2 tenths quicker than F1 Button's back. He has got pole position. The Mercman has got pole, and he's got it in style. That's what I like to see. So here we are then, Luke Vettel on pole, F1 Button's back in 2nd, Trench starting the 2nd row with High 5, Lightning Poker in 5th, Reet San Diablo 6th, They're Not Really Mansell's in 7th, Stooley's in 8th, Killer Clown in 9th, Quistiard just scraping into the top 10 in 10th, and Jutex missing out in 11th, with Brown in 12th, obviously due to his quali ban. And it's very, very tight between the top 4, and then 5th and 6th kind of there in a little race, and so is 7th really, and then the bottom lot down with just over 3 seconds of a gap between them. So this could be a very spread out race today. But with you know what slipstream is like, anyone can finish anywhere. Also, the fact that Decust is here shows that he could make a difference. And with the fact that Browns didn't qualify either, we have to wait and see. Remember, quality doesn't decide the race decides the race. So, that's all I'm going to say. Also, I did this yesterday, but make sure you drink some water, guys, because it's bloody hot in England. And, for me, it's like 20-something degrees at this current point in time. Yeah, what the fuck's the weather like? Oh, pardon my language. But yeah, so it's hot. Just be careful, okay? So drink loads of water. Bottled water is great. Water from the tap, yeah, that's alright too. I don't really care. I'm not a fan of it, but lightning poker's lagged out probably. So yeah, just make sure to keep up drinking. Make sure to stay hydrated, especially if you're an F1 racer like none of these guys. Yeah, I'm just telling people because a lot of people haven't been, and yeah, so keep drinking water, guys. It's what I'll be doing throughout the stream, throughout all my other streams that I really do for other leagues as well. So yeah, just a little safety thing today. I mean, people like Go Will, I'm just like, I have no idea who the fuck Will is. None of these people have their actual names in here, apart from Luke Vessel. He's probably the only one I know who's actually called Luke. Hoping Lightning Poker can join back without his race being too ruined. Oh, it looks like he is back. At least I'm hoping he is. And he's not making many unconventional lines here, so it could be that it's just an AI. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. Decuffs has somehow overtaken Brown. Brown has overtaken Decuffs, Jupitex. Oh no, Brown's. What the hell? So Quistard overtook Jupiter X, and Brown has overtaken Deca. So, well done, guys. You're very smart people. Very, very smart. Forgot what a formation lap is. It's where you stay in the formation for the whole lap. And I know people like to overtake, but seriously. 5 red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix here in FormulaPlayStation, and away we go. There's a blowy start there from one of the cars, so locked up from the start. The Alpha here looking very, very strong as he looks to overtake some of the front runners. There looks to be some collisions. We're going 4 wide into the first corner. Oh my, Luke Vettel's just been done there. And F1 Buttons is back, is into the lead. High five down to second. Up to second. Trench third. Luke Vettel fourth. Lightning Poker fifth. Jupiter 6th. Reet 7th. Mansell 8th. Kilclan 9th. Brown 10th. Decuffs 11th. Quistard 12th. And Stooley is in 13th. As you're just watching Decuffs completely and utterly dive bomb Quistard there. And they get a dive bomb back. And that's going to be a bit of wing damage for everyone there too. But anyway, we're going to go watch Trench get overtaken by a Mercedes, and never mind as he cuts him off completely. So Trench will be staying on the back of High Five, whilst Luke Vettel here will be on the back of Trench. This will be a slipstream fest down the main straight. I tell you that now, boys. Killer Clown has done something. I don't know what's happened with him, as he's completely and utterly dive bombs Quistard. And takes himself out. I don't know what happened, and I don't really want to know what happened there, as that to me just looked horrible. First we had Brown last week, and now this. Oh dear lord. Lightning Poker defending with his life to the inside. Reet has made his way around the outside, then to the inside for the next turn. Lightning Poker down a position here. High Five's been overtaken by Trench as they're going side by side, and they're banging wheels with each other. It's very, very close here today. Trench has got the inside line. High Five going very, 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 very wide. And now Trent and Luke Vessel's in front. Trench is trying to overtake High Five round the outside. He's cut him off completely there, Trench. High Five loses the position out to reach San Diablo. And now Lightning Poker and F1 Mansell's back will be trying to make their way over. Oh, never mind, Mansell's back's not making his way over. As Jupiter X is behind both Brown and Mansell's back. There's not a place you want to be. As Mansell's back kind of just cuts off Brown there. Again, it's kind of blind, so you can't really see anyone apart from your proximity arrows, which aren't always the most reliable, I think, at least. As Brown is on the back of F1 Mansell's back, and it looks like Killer Clown is not happy in the chat. Jupitex gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Brown can't make it past whatsoever, even though he's trying his best. Decuffs is there now. They've gone super wide, and it looks to me like Jupitex has gone on for the hards. I want to know what happened with Killer Clown there, as Mansell's back's making his way past Lightning Poker, or trying to at least, as Lightning Poker defends with the actual line here. And Mansell's back is just trying his best to get past, but no, Brown's made it past first. He does not want to be stuck around behind these guys, and understandable. He wants to get past Lightning Poker. DRS will be activated this lap, as well as Brown spun it completely. He's there with F1 Mansell's back. I didn't see what happened with Mansell. Jupitex has got time limits for corner cutting, as Mansell's now out as well. And that is a disaster for them too. Jupitex will be able to overtake both of them, but what I want to know is what's happened with them. As Trench looks to make the move down the inside, it's a dive. It's a My Driver dive. Wait, no, My Driver dive bomb. If any of you watch Arava, you'd understand that. But Luke Vettel is going to go back around the outside. He's not got DRS, but he's trying his best in hot lap. Ooh, there's a very, very tight squeeze there. Trench leaving the space just. But wow, it's very, very tight. As Brown has gone into the pits. High five of a 5-second penalty for multiple warnings of corner cutting there. And wow, this race has not been the most conventional one so far this season. Meanwhile, Decast is on the back of a man like Stooley. He's made contact with his rear wing. Lightning Poker falling down the positions due to the fact that he's in AI. F1 Mansell's back has left the session. Obviously, due to that crash, he's probably not happy at all. Decast is going up the inside. On the corners you'd never expect an overtake. It's there. Decast has made his way into 7th. Stooley thought there was a move on there, but there wasn't. Just quite unfortunate. Both High Five and Reek San Diablo in the pits. High Five into his pit box first. And Decast is on the back of Lightning Poker. Here he goes. Lightning Poker's gone one way, Decast goes the other. Decast with the DRS has made the move successfully. Luke Vettel's been overtaken by Trench finally. But Luke Vettel is still on the back of Trench. He can still make the move, he can still get past. Or at least he hopes he can. I mean, he might be able to, I don't know. Let's watch and find out. Well, currently it looks like a lot of people have had stops so far. In fact, all the bottom 4 have made a stop onto fresh tyres. The best start currently goes to Decast, who's moved, what was that, from 13th to 4th. Oh, as Luke Vettel hits Trench. And Luke Vettel gets the DRS too. Kind of sneaky there. And he's trying to break the slipstream here. I don't know if this is counted as a double move, but after hitting Trench, Trench will not be happy. He's gone up the inside. Luke Vettel has gone very deep into both of these corners, and Trench should have a good run. Luke Vettel's still got DRS, but Trench has more ERS to use. He makes his way for the move. He does it with caution, and he tries to go for the switchback. A man like Stooley, a few seconds of time penalties there. A bit of contact between the two of them, They're going side by side. Brown has set the fastest lap. And look how close they're going. They're going too wide through this S section. And it's very, very good between the two of them. A beautiful helicopter cam too. Oh, as Luke Vettel tried a move where Trench just didn't know he was there. Luke Vettel's again gone wide, trying to keep it to the inside of him. Kind of gets the move there by just cutting across the track. This time though, Trench will have DRS. The activation zone starts just about on the start finish line, to be exact. He'll have the DRS. He'll use the DRS. He'll make the move. Luke Vettel now down to 3rd place. Also, Brown is catching up to Jupitex very, very quickly. The last time these two met on a race, Brown hit into the back of Jupitex. But this time, Jupitex has been overtaken cleanly, and Brown's yacht 10th position without taking out the competition. Obviously, me saying these things are just as commentary jokes. It's like how the F1 commentators roast Max Verstappen constantly, but can still respect him as a driver. I mean, I don't know if they do respect him as a driver, but I respect him as a driver, so. Anyway, Luke Vettel still on the back of Trench here, and he's not moving out of hot lap whatsoever. I mean, no wonder Luke Vettel's only 3rd in the championship. He's got the pace, he just can't use the ERS. Anyway, Trench looks to have gained a 4/10th gap. We'll see it here, where he just goes past the start-finish line. Luke Vettel will have DRS. Trench is breaking the slipstream quite a bit. Again, don't know if that's classed as double movement or not. And Luke Vettel just not close enough to catch up. Meanwhile, High Five is only a few tenths off Lightning Poker here. He's got the DRS. Lightning Poker will stay on the normal conventional racing line. Queensguard will go into the pits, which now should mean that Browns and Jupitex have both got him here. And also, as Williams is the last garage, he'll be out. Here's Brown going past now. Jupitex though, will he have the chance to overtake? Yes, he does. He's got past Queensguard, who is out of the pit lane, 2 whole seconds behind. And his goal now is to catch up to the car in front. Meanwhile, High Five's actually caught up to man like Stooley. Obviously, High Five's had a pit stop already this race. Stooley hasn't. None of the top 5 actually have. In fact, neither is Lightning Poker this race either, so Queensguard gets a 3-second time penalty. That it looks like High Five is currently the best of the stoppers, as Trench has been overtaken here by Luke Vettel, who had the DRS and who played that well. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I don't think it's Stooley. Oh no, it's Reed San Diablo there. Don't know what happened, if he just spun or if he made contact with Lightning Poker, obviously being his AI. But all I can tell is that he's now gone into the pits for another time due to hitting his wing. Brown now goes in front of his teammate, not teammate, sorry, through his junior team of a man like Stooley, sorry. And Brown is up into 7th. And again, I will remind you that High Five is the best person to not have made a stop yet, but he's 2 seconds behind his teammate, who's 20 seconds behind the next best driver. As F1 Buttons is back, has gone into the pits, and he's now behind both Trench and Luke Vettel, who are still fighting. Obviously, hence why he had such a good lead, and he's only out a few seconds behind. Trench has gone super deep there. which is again just losing them time, as Decuffs and his teammate High Five have both come around the start finish line to start their 10th lap of 36. And only 2 laps from halfway through the race. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. As it looks like High Five and Decuffs will be having the best team race we've seen so far from streaming. Decuffs obviously gaining a lot of positions from the start here, but now has been overtaken by his teammate High Five, who's on the slower tyres but is faster. So they both get 3 seconds of time penalties there. Unfortunately, that corner does get quite a lot of people, and it can catch you out, as Jupiter X has just been overtaken by Quistiard, who's on the slower tyre, well, the faster tyres. And Jupiter X has really kind of screwed his strategy up a bit, going on to the hards this early in the race when people are just choosing softs. I don't even know what he was planning there, or if he just missed his braking point, but Trench has got a 3-second time penalty, which I think that's 5 in all fairness. F1 Buttons is back, will overtake him. As the time when Trench comes in for his first stop, High Five will come out probably just in front of him, or pass him. There we go. High Five gets in front, decuffs into the pits for the first time. Now, will he make it out in front of Browns, who's 6 laps on these tyres? I think he will. He has done. Brown has beaten Decuffs, who's on the mediums now. Man like Stooley's also beaten Decuffs. Can Quistiard get up to Decuffs? And it won't be close enough. But still, he's done. And Jupiter X is coming into the pits here. I'm just going to see if that's a front wing change or if it's just his tyres. Apparently he's got a 5-second stop go penalty. But he's changed his tyres onto the softs now. Must be watching a stream and listening to my strats. Hit onto the wet, son! It's raining! Obviously that's a joke, as Trench is now only 1.2 seconds behind High Five. And speaking of bad times, well, bad times High Five, Luke Vettel got to a 5-second stop-go penalty. No, I think it was 5-second penalty just for in the pits. As High Five and Trench both make it past him. And I mean, I just want to check. This AI hasn't stopped yet. Oh, no it hasn't. The AI hasn't stopped. It's finally going in on lap 12. So realistically, you could take those softs quite a while. You'd take 3 sets to the end. So you technically could do probably soft to hard this race, but Lightning Poker's AI is out behind Decuffs, behind Quistiard. Would it be behind Reet San Diablo though? Everyone kind of wants it to be. Is that the AI has come out on hards. There it is. Here Reet San Diablo is. And I've just realised that it's not H after the R on Reet San Diablo, it's a T, so it's RTYT San Diablo. So I'm just going to call him Sir Diablo from now on in the pink car, as he's stuck behind an AI. That is what you call peak timers. Then a High Five cutting the corner on the final corner. Trench will have DRS on the High Five man. Oh, High Five almost turned into Trench there. As you can see, the two fighting down this long back straight. Trench tried to turn him very, very early. High Five was not expecting that from the looks of it. As Trench now makes his move up into second. And it looks like Trench chose to go on the mediums whilst F1 Buttons is back. Chose the softs. As High Five still trying to fight. I don't think this is a battle you can win, High Five, I'm not going to lie. But he's still fighting it, and you have to respect that. High Five really slowing Trench to get down, pushing him back into Luke Vettel, as Trench has just completely taken him out. and has lost the position to Luke Vettel. High Five should feel very, very annoyed from that. I mean, what the fuck are you doing there, Trench? What the actual fuck are you doing there? As High Five's now down to 4th place, losing out on quite a lot of time. Trench has been forced to go into the pit lane to change his tyres, which is fair enough. High Five's overtaken him. And the tyre change for Trench, it's a long one, as obviously has a 5-second stop-go penalty. He's gone on to some brand new softs. Brown is in front of him. A man like Stooley and Decuffs are both in front of him too. Well, they will be at least. And for Decuffs and Stooley, that is good for them. Even Quistian got out in front of him. What? I mean, wow, Quistian. Well done. Proud of you. But anyway, speaking of proud, we're going to watch Decuffs now on slower tyres try and catch up to a man like Stooley. Currently, Alpha are the team in the lead of the championship. McLaren more so mid-pack. Oh no, Alpha are second, aren't they, to Mercedes, yeah. McLaren mid-pack currently, but for me, I want to see if Decuffs can do it. No, he's not catching it at all. He's ended up spinning it, and Quistian might hit into him here. Oh no, Decuffs kind of saved it, but also didn't. As we can see, Trench closing in on the Danish man. 6th place will be his. Trench is trying his best to get to Quistian, who's gone very, very deep. Set himself up for the inside, but lets Trench go. Oh. And even Decuffs now, in all fairness, slowed down a bit there. But still, Quistian is overtaken by Decuffs, who has DRS. Von Buttons is back, got penalties too. Don't know what I was looking for. I was looking to see if someone's behind Quistian, but it's only Sir Diablo. But currently it looks like the battle between Quistian and Decuffs could be over. I mean, or maybe not. That good cornering from Quistian. It's very, very quick through that section. But Decuffs is losing time on Trench. Trench gaining up to Stooley. Currently his teammate. As High Five's in the pits, obviously with Trench losing quite a bit of time, will High Five be able to make it out in front? If it's only a change of tyres, it will be close. If it's a whole wing change too, it could be a lot more. Brown is in the pits too. High Five onto the hard. It's probably going to the end now. Brown onto the medium. Stooley's out in front. High Five's out in front of Stooley. And obviously Stooley's going to be faster at this point in time, but still. The gap between Trench and High Five, just over 3 seconds. But as we can see here, High Five is able just to gain away from Trench and High Five very, very slowly. The problem being is that Trench is being able to catch up to Stooley and get some DRS off him within the next few laps. Anyway, Sir Diablo is fighting Quistian. The battle for 7th. There's just a fly buzzing around my head. Sorry, I kind of got scared of that. But anyway, Sir Diablo fighting the Williams in front of him in his pretty pink car. Quistian hoping to defend at least to the main straight, or even giving up at the main straight, as Sir Diablo gets a 3-second time penalty for trying a very unorthodox move there. Trench, on the other hand, going side by side with his teammate. Stu gets past Stooley. And here goes Sir Diablo making his way past Quistard. Making my way downtown, passing Quistard on the main straight, going home now. And yeah, I'm here all week, guys, so don't worry. It's looking like it's getting darker here at Mexico. I don't know if we're expecting rain or anything for today's race. Hoping not. Love it to be completely dry. But nonetheless, it'd be quite cool if it was wet. And there's a Stooley's now 2.1 seconds behind Trench, dear lord. And Brown is closing in on Quistard. Quistard early in the lap being overtaken by Sir Diablo. And now he's got a Ferrari to deal with. This Williams is acting like his name is Robert Kubica, and he can't drive. Because he's been overtaken by absolutely everyone. Actually, no! Kubica doesn't get overtaken by everyone. He gets lapped by everyone. Ah, silly me. Silly me. But Quistard already 1.3 seconds behind. And just, oh, wow. So it currently looks like Brown will be trying to catch up Sir Diablo. I really think Brown could get 7th place here today. 6th is also a possibility with a man like Stooley. Currently not looking the hottest driver out there. But again, we'll have to wait and see. As Brown can't take these tyres to the end, there's no chance taking the softs 21 lap, mediums 21 laps. But with one more pit stop, about, I don't know, lap 20, 28, 29, he could go for fastest lap and still get 5th place. 6th place, sorry. As D-Class is closing in, he's closing down the gap. It's now 1.2 seconds. Can he make it to 1 second by the DRS activation zone? I don't believe he can. Stooley will survive another DRS straight, but D-Class will be closing in. On the other hand, Brown is also closing on Sir Diablo. The man is taking his softs 10 laps, same as Stooley. But Brown's mediums are better than D-Cuffs at the moment. So it'll be a very interesting fight to see which one overtakes the other one first. Currently it looks like D-Cuffs will be the one to overtake first, but we'll have to wait and see. As Trench is also closing on the high five. We've got 3 battles going on at once today. And that to me is quite exciting. As D-Cuss is just slowly closing down the gap between him and Stooley. Surely he can make the move here. Stooley's gone to the inside. D-Cuss round the outside. He's made... Oh, he's not made the overtake there. It's Stooley cuts in front of him completely. Brown still behind too. Trench going to get some DRS. It won't be close enough. D-Cuffs gets a 3-second time penalty. He's also closing up to Stooley. Brown's overtaken Sir Diablo, who gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Here D-Cuffs goes, and D-Cuffs trying it round the outside. Stooley unable to defend this one. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's Quistard who's out. He's crashed into the barrier, and Quistard is the last man not to get points today. Which means Juvtex has actually got some points. As F1 Buttons' back is also in the pit lane now. High Five won't be close enough to go and get him, but Luke Vettel up into the lead. Trench closing on a High Five, but just not close enough. Jupiter X also into the pits. Both for Haas in 9th and 10th. Doing Haas a justice of getting them 3 points. Unless that's 3 points they need. Because it's Haas. And here Trench goes now. ERS on overtake. Same thing with High Five. High Five uses Jupiter X more or less as a meat shield for the slipstream, but Trench is still able to get there. High Five defending like crazy. I don't think he realises is that Trench is probably going to be pitting in a few laps time. But a man like Stooley has gone in, same as Sir Diablo here. Sir Diablo will actually be out in front of Stooley, knowing where the pit lane exit is, obviously. As you can see there, the small gap, he almost crossed the exit line too. But back to the battle of third. Trench versus High Five. High Five probably going to the end. Trench will probably need to pit again. Trench is broken later than High Five. And he's just looking at every opportunity to make this move. Decast has crashed with Brown. I don't know if it was with Browns or just when Brown's was overtaking. Well, that's probably the reason Brown was overtaking. But nonetheless, it was an overtake. And do I see rain there? I'm pretty sure I've seen molecules of rain, but that could just be me. As High Five almost as well just sideswiped Trench there, more or less. Cut the corner whilst he's doing it. I don't even know what happened there. I'm just going to pretend that I never knew. And yep, there's rain. Bottom left hand corner of your screen, you can see rain. Decus, after 11 laps of mediums, has gone to the inters. High Five needs to defend this position like crazy, because he knows that he's going to go onto the inters soon. He knows that there was no chance of him taking. He knows that he wasn't going to take the hards to the end. Trench gets a 3-second time penalty, and Buttons' back must be kicking himself. No, Luke Vessel's got to be kicking himself. Sorry, considering that he's stayed out on these mediums whilst Buttons' back went on to the mediums very, very quickly. Trench has just overtaken High Five after how many laps of overtaking? Neither of them, though, go into the pits. Which means, I know DRS still hasn't deactivated, so it's fair game. Decast gets another penalty for cutting corners there. These intermediates are not in the prime in good condition currently. They're not good enough for the track, even though it looks like High Five is struggling on the more slippery surface. I mean, you see the rain coming down. The second DRS is deactivated, a lot of drivers will be going into the pits. High Five probably the first one to actually go in after decals. So yeah, as Luke Vessel has made his way into the pits, so it enters on for him. F1 Buttons is back, stayed out another lap. Trench and High Five kind of keeping their distance from each other. Who will be the next person into the pits? Well, Lightning Poker skipped it. Jupitex also has the chance to go in. Trench has joined in himself. High Five has joined him. Trench with another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jupitex goes past. Brown making his way into the pits. So all of them going on to the inters. They think it's time. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm not sure who it is. It's Stooley. Stooley just went completely straight instead of turning a corner there. He's got a 5-second time penalty for apparently cutting corners or multiple warnings, but he just went into a barrier. I mean, give the man a break. And I've been overtaken by Lightning Poker, who's on mediums. As Sir Diablo is on to the inters as well. So he had a flag in sector 1/2. Oh, that's a stupid X letting Trench through. And then spinning right in front of High Five. So Lightning Poker and Stooley both go into the pits, and Decuffs able to gain a few positions for being out on those tyres longer. And High Five has a time penalty. Buttons back out behind Luke Vettel on the intermediates. With 11 laps to go, this could be interesting. And Sir Diablo chose the mediums. What are you doing, man? It's raining. It is raining, for goodness sake. Like, how did you choose the intermediates in that situation? It must have been an accident in all fairness, but hence why he's moving over. Also, I'd just like to point out that for me, there's no time for driver interviews tonight. Unfortunately, I need to go. That might be the case for quite a few weeks in the future. For my Mondays, Tuesdays, well, and Wednesdays and Thursdays if I commentated, I kind of need to get off early. Just for personal reasons. And I'll still be able to talk in chat to any of you, so if you want to like talk to me and talk, and you know, say did I catch certain things, I'll be happy to come and talk to you, but unfortunately I'm just not available to do driver interviews as I would desperately need to go. So tracks like Belgium, and I don't even know if that's on the calendar yet, but at tracks like Belgium I may have to leave the stream a little bit earlier depending on what's going on. So I might have to just skip the podium, but nobody likes doing that anyway, so well, nobody likes skipping the podium is what I meant. Oh, whatever. And meanwhile, F1 Buttons back is closing in on Luke Vettel. It's now down to 9/10. But he's got a 3-second time penalty, which puts him at a disadvantage. Sir Diablo is now away. Into the pit lane again. But really, it's not a position loss, it's just losing one to Stooley. And yeah, I will let Trench know, don't worry. It's literally just if a stream goes over like 9:30, I think the time is I need to do the stuff. And it's 9:30 basically every night. I've got to do a few things that I can't really say on stream. But I can say it on my own personal channel, but I just can't say it here because I'm commentating. Yeah. Anyway, what? Considering there's only one battle going on, which is Buttons back, do you want to tell me, Mike, what the bloody hell happened to you at the start of the race? Anyway, back to the action as I was just taking a sip of drink. Buttons back, closing in on Luke Vettel. 4/10 is the gap. I do believe that is Decuffs in front of them. Luke Vettel re-overtakes after just very quickly being outbraked by F1 Buttons back. Now they go side by side. Well, not side by side. They're close enough though. In the wet, it's kind of hard to go side by side. In fact, it's even harder to follow, as their Decuffs moves out the way for both of them and wants to get back on with his racing. He loses 3 seconds in moving over there. I mean, that is a bloody lot of time. And it doesn't really matter in the end unless Brown and unless he loses out to Lightning Poker, but no. Okay, so you got... Oh, wow. So if you guys can't read the stream chat, I don't know if you can or can't as a video, but if you can't, Mike's just said that he avoided someone in the corner and then got punted in the rear. As Sir Diablo is now out of the race, I want to know where it is instead of looking at the front battle, because I'm like that. I want to see his car. I don't even know if I'll be able to see his car with Jupiter driving like this. It's obviously a joke, but it's at the end of Sector 1/2. It should be up here somewhere. That was there somewhere. That's kind of a shame. So yeah, he just got rear-ended at the start, so not the greatest of starts to a race, but hey, if it happens, it happens. And unfortunately, that is why Killer Clown's out. Oh, it's Trench very, very dirtily there. Hits off High Five. High Five then goes back to hit Trench. It's a fierce fight between the two of these guys. This could actually let Brown get into third place here. Just want to remind you, as both of them are fighting dirty, very, very dirty. And I give them both bans for that, and the two of them getting very pissed off at each other. High Five driving like a twat. Trench driving like a twat. And I mean, just wow. And the High Five's just going to go for the dive. Like, wow. Come on, guys. What is this? Racing or ping pong? You've got to learn how to drive nicely. High Five then retires himself. Stupid. It's honestly stupid. I guess Trench owns this league, but still both of them need to drive cleaner. Like, what the actual hell was that? What the actual hell? I'm honestly appalled by both of them. I mean, I know I'm not an admin in this league. I'm just a commentator. But High Five has let me down after the last race. High Five has let me down. Trench, on the other hand, should know better. And now goes into the bits. And it's probably going to give him a penalty instead of himself, considering they were both doing it to each other. As there's no admins in the league. Oh. Honestly, man. I'm presuming Will is Brown. As Trench is now behind, and that could be decals in front of him too. And in fact, it will be decals in front of him. I mean, only just though. Lightning Poker way too far behind. Jupitex is about a year behind. But back to the actual action here. As F1 Mutton's back is fighting with Luke. Here we're going to see... No, we're not going to see someone take someone else out. Surprised? So am I. I mean, I can't talk because I don't race, I commentate. And when I do race, in my own league, for example, you know, I race with pride, and if I crash someone out, I get so pissed off at it. Because I know I've made a mistake, and I know it's my fault. So I go and immediately apologise. But that, I would never dream of doing that. I know nobody who would dream of doing that in a league race. There's a mature age for either of them. I'm not giving driver interviews tonight. I've said that. Sorry. As much as I want to, I can't. Just not able to. I will be having a rant in chat though. So if you want to hear that, just go read chat. Let's look at that. Buttons is back. He just made a clean move on Luke Vessel. Boys, that's how you two race. High five and trench. That is how you race. I'm pretty sure he didn't go last to third. I mean, Decust is basically going last to fourth. Browns is just a position in front of him. Oh, look at that. Trench hits the McLaren again. Boy. Hashtag race ban for Trench. Put that in the chat, lads. Hashtag race ban for Trench. Oh my gosh. Trench on the back of Decus. Hopefully he can make the move here. He's looking at the inside. Decus is lagging quite a bit as well. So that could be a problem here with Trench. Oh, with this overtake. But he tries to go for a cab that's not there! What the actual fuck was that? I feel so sorry for Decus, as Vessel's just been overtaken by Buttons back. I think Trench just let him pass there. Here, race ban for both of them, yep. As Luke Vessel under brakes. Oh, just past F1 Buttons is back. And he has the inside line for the next 3 corners too. Well. I just love how the chat is for these two. You two, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Hyperwarskun. Like, it's literally just my PSN. Go subscribe, because I like you. Hashtag self-promotion, I was allowed to do it. Trench is re-overtaking Decus. But I don't really care, so... Anyway, F1 Buttons is back. Still on the back of Luke Vessel. It's almost lap 33. Neither of them... Well, Luke Vessel has not gone out of hot lap the whole race. Send the link. Just type in Hyperwarskun on your phone. Hyper Wars Kun. It's like one word. Easy. Like, think you're saying the C word, and then just put a K instead of a C and remove the T. So that's how I like to think of it. As Decus is in the pits after going 10 laps on some inters. Juvetex is in the pits after going 7 laps on some inters. Decus is on to softs. It stopped raining, he's on to softs. Juvetex is just on to mediums for the bants. Like, why mediums? Do you have any softs left? And now Stewie's out in front of Decus. Oh my gosh. So how many stops has everyone made? Let's have a look. Stops. Just a regular old 5-stopper for Juvetex. Brown making a 4-stopper. DRS enabled stopper. Trench making a 4-stopper. Sir Diablo had a 5-stopper too. You know, just peak times, my friends. Juvetex is a lap behind. Oh dear. See, with F1 Buttons back, stay out for another lap just as he has DRS. No, he won't. But Luke Vessel will. F1 Buttons is back, he's got a 5-second penalty. Yeah. Yeah, it's my gamer tag, yeah. Now it's just the race of fastest lap. I actually don't know if the league does fastest lap points. I think it does. I have to ask Trench on that one. But Trench is into the pit, speaking of the devil. Reincarnated. Cough. Shots. Trench onto the softs. Decus, will he make it out before Trench? Lightning Poker's AI is obviously there, which is going to annoy people. Here's Trench. There's Trench. And there's Decuffs. Oh no. The fuck are they doing pitting so damn much? I don't know, it's still going fast as slap. And Luke Vettel stayed out, he's got a 17-second gap. The track's drying out, but he technically still probably, maybe, not really get, I don't know, a good lap time. I mean, 5 stops for Jupiter X, a 5 stop for Trench. I mean, just, wow. And Luke Vettel's staying on inters. Man like Stooley went onto a fresh set of inters. What is wrong? What is wrong with you lot? Decuff's down wide again. Trench looking up the inside. Starts to back out of that one. Now he's just going to stay behind until the DRS, surely. Because that DRS could give him the fastest lap point, if they count that in this league. Decuffs goes very, very wide, hits Trench. I don't think that was purposeful. I think Decuffs did just lose it there. I feel kind of bad there for Trench. Almost crashed it out. As here Trench goes up the inside, the McLaren is fucked. And yeah. Oh well, Decuffs completely fucked himself there. Peak times. I'm also surprised how Lightning Poker's AI is just getting points for Lightning Poker, who lagged out and hasn't tried to even get back in. Oh dear. Oh, the gap is now 8 seconds between Luke Vettel and F1 Buttons is back. Well, Buttons back. Oh dear lord. This is going to be tight. 1-2. Man like Stooley's gone into the pits again. Jupiter X could actually overtake... No, he couldn't. The gap is still 6 seconds and it's the final lap. Buttons back. Has the chance. Man like Stooley's just wasted his pit. He's wasted it. He's gone into softs. Yeah, he's on the last lap. He's on his last... Oh my... If you heard that was me slapping my forehead. As how stupid some of these people are. Sometimes. I mean, wow. Just wow. Decuffs 2 seconds behind Trench. Luke Vettel, I need to check your penalties. Luke Vettel has 8 seconds of time penalties. F1 Buttons is back, has 9. Luke Vettel needs to beat him by a second and he's spun it on the completely dry track. Luke Vettel's lost the lead. He's lost it completely. He's lost the win too. Oh, that is unfortunate. F1 Buttons is back. He's about to come home and take the checkered flag after spinning his rival. Decuffs with another penalty. I'm surprised he's not disqualified. I forgot that guy was even in the race. F1 Buttons is back. Gets first place. Can Brown get second? No, he can't. But he can try. A man like Stooley gets 7th. Luke Vettel comes across the line with the least stops in second. I mean, how can you do the least stops by, I don't know, by 2 to the guy who beat you? Wow, Trench beats Decuffs by 10 whole seconds. Lightning Poker has just been overtaken by Brown. Oh wow. And Jupiter X is going to be like not the last man to come across the line, but the next man to come across the line. I mean, wow. I told you this race would be action-packed, and it was for almost every single lap. Brown getting 3rd place was something I was not expecting. I have to say, Brown, unless he was the one who crashed out, the man, Killer Clown, unless it was him, I have to give Brown driver of the day there. I don't think there's anyone else you could give that to. I mean, maybe you could give it to the winner. Yeah, you could. but I don't like giving it to the winner because I just don't do that. And second to first, not too hard, but with 11 seconds of time penalties, you never know. Oh, it's 11 seconds of time penalties, dear lord. But Brown, no time penalties, went from 12th to 3rd. I mean, wow. That is a very, very, very good race. High Five had 25 seconds of penalties. Trench was a lap behind somehow. So, I'm going to give the race, driver of the day, to Brown. The kid who's only 9 years old. No, not 9, 7 years old, because he was born in 12. See? Brown 12. It's from 2012. A 7-year-old came 3rd, boys. Give him a round of applause in chat, please. Round of applause. I'm not stopping the stream until someone gives him a round of applause. But anyway, that is the end of the stream. So, yeah. I'll see you next time where we will be... I actually have no idea where we will be. So, yeah. See you next time, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be here next week. Peace.